Hey, welcome back to Rabbit and Steel. Last time we nearly won a Dancer run. Should probably try it again. I'm not consistent winning with a single character, so I probably shouldn't be switching characters all the time. Alright, let's have at it. Not too bad. I think my GCDs are already pretty low. Yeah, they're all 1.2. So, like, metronome boots aren't that exciting. Every 10 seconds resets defensive cooldowns for you and your allies. That essentially makes my cooldown 10 seconds instead of 15. It's actually a little more complicated than that, where since it's every 10 seconds, it's not like it doesn't start counting down when it goes on cooldown. It's just always counting. So, like, it's a little more complicated than just... Because sometimes you can use it twice in a row, and sometimes you are 10 seconds away from using it again. In general, pretty good. When I gain invulnerability, gain a random buff for 5 seconds. I only have one way to get invulnerability. I don't think that's great. Secondary and debuffs. We don't have debuffs yet. Secondary has a 40% chance of giving me haste for 5 seconds. Now that's kind of interesting. I wonder what my uptime on that would be like. I think I'm between Lullaby Harp and Time Warp Wand. Resets defensive cooldowns for me and my allies. It's like... I assume some of the power of Lullaby Harp is in the allies part, so maybe I'll get Time Warp Wand. But I myself am having trouble analyzing it. I think haste is good, right? There it is. We're hasting. It's throwing off my, like, timing of stuff, but... I have a question. Okay, it does reset the haste. It's interesting because, like, if you reapply a debuff, it will not reapply a debuff. But I guess, yeah, buffs are different. If you reapply a buff, then it resets the timer. If you reapply a debuff, it does not reset the timer. If it's the exact same debuff. If it's the same type of debuff, but from a different item, it'll apply a different stack of it. So we should be spamming secondary until we get haste, and then we can... Well, actually, we should just be always spamming secondary, I guess. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. It's a significant amount of damage. And my secondary is only 10 less damage than my primary, so it's not that big of a deal to not press primary that often, I guess. Oh, I should do this review. Decay 30 DPS. It's pretty hard not to proc a 10% chance every 30 seconds. Oh, right, but it doesn't reproc. I was just talking about that, yeah. So, like, if this 10% chance goes off while decay is, like, at 10 seconds or something, it won't reset to 30 seconds. So this isn't actually 100% uptime of decay. It's, like, a little less than that. Maybe a lot less than that, because it's a 10% chance, right? Flowant isn't great, because we can't continually use our special. Defensive applies poison, and we're a little faster. Max HP. I hate the standing still crap. Even though that's decent DPS, isn't it? It's like 42. Ideal damage, 10% chance. Oh, an ideal damage. That's actually better for me because I have things that hit twice. We'll try the compound gloves. We'll see how long, like, how much downtime they have. Oh, it took forever to proc haste. Ow, that was stupid. Well, I mean, once it procced, it was 100% uptime, so it took some amount of time to proc. The reason it was 100% uptime after that is because it was 30 seconds, right? It was less than 30 seconds. All right, so I think this primary upgrade's pretty good because it encourages me to use my secondary, which is the thing that's giving me haste anyway. Makes the secondary stronger, or it charges the secondary more than it usually does, and it supercharges your special, which is nice. Percent chance to reset my defensive is decent. Damage reduced, but hits 3 times. That sort of combos with compound gloves, but I'm not that concerned about, like, getting that. And then this is a defensive upgrade. It adds invulnerability for 2 seconds. Right now, I think invulnerability is about 1 second. It says brief. I think it's about 1 second. We can actually try it. Watch how long I flash, basically. It's like a second. So that maybe doubles it. Which isn't bad. Like, I've gotten hit so many times going through, like, giant moons and stuff, but... Alright, I did say I wanted this. Regen potion's good, and will I spend 5 on 1 health? But yeah, I probably will. So we press primary first, then we press this, then we press this, then we press this. Did it take that long for poison to proc? Oh, it only procced on one of them. I had to get to this corner, I guess. I don't really know where else I was supposed to go. Alright. I mean, the supercharge is nice. Supercharge is what? 2 times damage. Yeah. Which is pretty good. It's a little unclear to me. It's almost certainly worth it to spend the... or use the primary before every special, right? It's like you hit twice with the special, and it's not like I'm guaranteed to refresh the special. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good damage. Dragons are all about spinning lasers. They love them, dude. Oh, I hate this pattern. You have to, like, pay attention to what's moving. And which side you need to be on. It's like, it's harder than it looks. Well, maybe it looks hard, but... if it looks hard, it's also hard. Wow, we're getting hit, by the way. There's no way around it. I guess I had more time than I thought, though. I needed to just try it, because I was gonna get hit anyway, right? Like, worst case scenario, I get hit. The way I did it, I guaranteed I got hit, which seems wrong. This one, you just gotta be on the side that the laser isn't rotating into, right? So, like, this is the correct side. Because you need to be in this row, too. Mother. I'm scared. No. It's fine. we got exactly 2 health, and then we get exactly 2 health from the chest. No biggie. I saw secondaries 80% more powerful, and I said, yes, please. And then I saw 5-second cooldown added to my secondary. I said, no, thanks. Curse is nice on my defensive. I only use my defensive for damage anyway. You've never seen me dodge anything. That's kind of sick. It's got a pretty low uptime compared to this. And it's not like my character's very bursty. They're kind of sustained damage. So maybe it's better to... Well, like, this is how much uptime. This is 8 seconds every 30 seconds, but it's worse than that. So that's like 26%, but it's worse than that because... Again, it's every 30 seconds, so, like, if I use my ability at the wrong time, then... You know, I might have to wait longer than 30 seconds between each of these. Whereas this is a lot simpler. It just does it every time I use the defensive. And it's yeah. It lasts longer than my buff, doesn't it? Yeah. It lasts twice as long. Alright, that's fine. We'll try that. This one you gotta get near the number 1, because that's the one that's not gonna expand. The numbers just represent how many times it's gonna expand. Here you want to be at the lower end, because that's the one that's expanding less. There you just gotta find the gap. This is... I can never do this one. I don't understand it. Alright, I got a cooldown for it this time. I don't know. Oh, God. Okay, we're fine, apparently. Here? So you gotta get in the middle of all the or you have to get between all the boxes, right? Okay, it's a 1 at the bottom, which means the bottom isn't expanding. 1 at the top, and there's no circle on this side. Rotating, I need to start here and go to this because it's the quadrant that isn't getting hit. Yeah. Same deal except here. That's just a spinning laser. You gotta stay away from... I'm scared. Oh, the knockback sucks. What are you supposed to do there? Well, now we're okay, but like... The hell? Kinda messed up. Ugh, I'm getting confused with which buttons I'm supposed to press in what order. Alright, she's turning into the dragon form. It's a goofy looking dragon. This is just a lot of chained, expansions. Which I think looks scarier than it actually is, maybe. Two rotating, and they're rotating away from the center here. I was slow for so long. What was that? They're from this knockback? They're rotating away from me here. Okay. Watch the rotation on these. The most important thing. Yeah, we're all fine. It's good. Sometime... Okay, this one I have to switch sides. I think I'm fine here. Yeah. Barely. 3 seconds. This is spinning away from me. Oh, that's a... I found it somehow. That's incredible. I mean, I was there, maybe? That's how I found it? I was already there. Again, watch the spinning lasers. Dragons are all about lasers. Oh, I didn't press the primary before the special. We still got it off. This is spinning this way and this way. This is 1 and then 2. Man. Alright, I got 2 seconds on this. We're getting hit, yeah. Oh, I dodged it? I didn't dodge it. I don't know. Okay. Oh, come on. I don't think I've ever got to that phase in single player where it put down 3 explosions like that. It's like you have to... It's pretty confusing, right? Because sometimes on on the expanding things, the numbers mean the number of times they expand. So you actually want to get closer to the small numbers. But with the boxes, the numbers tell you what order they blow up in. So you want to get near the bigger numbers. And yeah, I don't think that pattern exists in multiplayer, because I have definitely played hard boss very near the end. I think we've beaten Dragon, and my DPS is usually worse in multiplayer because I have to think harder, because there's different mechanics. There's like a lot of spread out or get together mechanics, so you kind of have to worry about where your partner is too. All right, we'll give it another shot. It's it's tough being a dancer. Maybe I should go back to Witch, who actually has more... Since she gets 2 Astral Seals per cooldown, she effectively has a 10-second cooldown on her invincibility. Which is a little easier to use, but Dancer's my girl. I can't help it. I attack so slowly. I was so used to that lower GCD. Oh, I guess I didn't realize that was a... In retrospect, it's obvious, but... Yeah, I don't know. I just ran into a hitbox. Getting a lot of resets. I think our DPS still isn't going to be great, because there's a lot of pushing around. Hmm. They love offering me tornado staff, huh? Special damage 30%, radius by 20%. That's like sort of meaningful. My radius right now is like the entire screen if I'm in the middle. 20% is sort of meaningful, and it's gonna screw up my muscle memory for where I can cast my special. Because my special's centered on me, it's just giant. A 30% chance of dealing 150 damage means that it's 50 extra damage. Which is a pretty significant buff to my primary. Black Bolt Ribbon doesn't really do anything for me right now, but you can, like, build into it. Interestingly, if you see an item in a chest in this game, you can never get that item again. So if you pass it up here, you won't get it. I think it's between Killing Note, Black Wakazashi, and Black Bolt Ribbon. This is the simple one. Let's do the simple one. There it is. Alright. Try that out. Alright. Not horrible. This Altair dagger is wild. That's a 90% chance of being a 1-second GCD. But it's base a 4-second GCD. So sometimes when you press secondary, it does 30% more damage, but sometimes when you press it, it's gonna take forever before you can use anything else. There's a Time Warp wand again. When I've been standing still for a second, my special does 40% more damage. I think that's very doable. I think that's pretty doable and pretty good. Let's do that. So, like, 1/1000. There it is. Yeah, so I just have to wait for that necklace to flash before I press the button. Just stand still, press the button. Oh, I moved? Oh, that is one thing. Right when you move, it's screwed. So you need to press it. Is it obvious when you get it? Well, kind of. Not really, because I'm the same color, but you technically... Okay, I think the effect is a little darker. You just can't really tell. Yeah, it is. It's darker, but it's like real subtle because I'm kind of that color. Oh, I already forgot to do it. There, I did it. Okay. I mean, seems good. I don't like mice. What do you got for us? Deal 60 damage to the left and right. Charge your secondary. Number of hits increased, but GCD is slowed. So it has double the hits, but not double the GCD. But it makes this worse because this procs when I use the ability, not when it hits. It's every time I use my primary, it has a 30% chance. Now I could do this and actually have a way to get my special back when I need it. Or not my special, but my defensive. That was that one build I had the one game where it was resetting the 99-second special all the time. Pretty good. No longer gives buffs to self or allies. Damage of all abilities are increased by 10% at all times. Movement speed is slightly increased at all times. You are no longer slowed by using abilities or loot effects. Which of my abilities slow me? Okay, my primary does. Right? Yeah, it definitely does. Does my secondary? I can't really I don't think my secondary does. Oh, that one does a lot, though, the special. And then I think my defensive does, too. Interesting. I mean, if you think about this in terms of uptime, best case scenario, I have 1/3 uptime, and it does 20% more damage. So that's less than 10% damage all the time, right? This is good because it lets me use my defensive as an actual defensive without feeling bad about it. Maybe that means I'm not a good player, but I think that's correct for me. Because now I can just save my defensive to use it when I actually need defense. Alright, give me my potion. Abilities larger. I also think that the buff it gives me is not insignificant. Like, I'm pretty fast now. So, like, this helps me dodge stuff, too. And I'm not slowed by abilities. Yeah, see, I'm just cruising now. Yeah, this seems good. I think it means that I need to hold, like, the slow button sometimes, though, to not run into stuff, but... Alright, I'll try that out. I've already forgotten to use my special thing. Oops. And I've already pressed... I pressed my defensive out of habit at the start, didn't I? We're just gonna ignore this one. Oh, come on. I thought I could react. This is awful. I hate this boss. It makes me dizzy. I just have to completely focus on dodging and not focus on deeps. That's not ideal. Alright, don't press your defensive, idiot. It doesn't do anything anymore? Man, I really want to press it. It's so burned into my muscle memory. I'm supposed to be standing still before I use my special. Alright, I think I got it on that one. Boss is kind of annoying. Just moves around a lot and makes me heavy and slow. Alright, I mean that was pretty poor DPS. forgot to wait again the second or whatever. I never know how to dodge this stupid one. Oh my god, I figured it out. It's a miracle. Ah. Oh, I about got greedy there. Alright, I guess I'm not waiting for the 40% more damage. We're just gonna dodge the tether with my defensive. When I hit 2 enemies with my primary, can it proc on both? Or like, who does it hit? If you're always standing still, you don't have to wait the second, for multiple hits in a row. You can just... Is that where I'm supposed to go? Oh, I didn't think that would hit me. Okay, my bad. This standing still thing is complete, and not using my defensive is completely thrown off any muscle memory I have for this character. It's like I'm playing a different character. I can't do it. I pressed the buff button for no reason. Okay. There is a downside to this stupid stand still thing, which is it baits me into standing still too often. It's fine. We got to the boss without damage. I instinctively used my buff there, or my defensive there. Okay, my max HP has increased by 1. I become able to graze slightly into projectiles without taking damage. Slightly increases movement. That scares me because I'm gonna run into things. Ooh, Fairy Spear is incredible here. It buffs my primary, and it has no downside because of the upgrade to this. I'm not slowed by abilities or loot effects. Wait, is stop a slow? We'll see. It's science. It's not. Okay, great. Look how big this is now. It's like the whole screen. Alright. That's pretty good. So what's my primary doing right now? It's doing 92 damage. Sick. Alright, 10% of that is from... This is maybe not taking into account the 30%. Time out. It's 60 times 1.3 times 1.1. 85. Oh, and then what level am I? I'm level 10. So times 1.1. 94.38. Apparently there must be some rounding in between those multiplies, because I seem to have less than I should, but okay. Okay, all the damage is accounted for, don't worry. One nice thing too is that since this is charging my primary, that's actually multiplied by another, because I'm never using my primary when it's not charged, so it's effectively multiplied by another 1.5. So it's like 140-ish damage a hit. Incredible. Ugh, I can't. I would just like to get in range, please, so I can use those abilities. I am still notably slowed by debuffs, so Oh, this is so weird that I can just move around and attack and not have to worry about both, or like choosing between doing damage and dodging. Oh, this is the knockback stuff. Which way? Okay. Ow. No, this is messed up. I have a bad pattern. This stand still thing in general has been bad for me because it means that a lot of times I like hold off on using my ability. Which that I doubt is correct because I get resets. Oh, I ran into the middle circle. I didn't know I didn't, I guess, see the middle circle. There's a lot on the screen, you know? Oh, I used my thing like it was a buff. How does this happen to me? I hate mice. I think I hate every boss, don't I? That was pretty good. I didn't quite wait long enough. Barely got there. Did I hit him with the upgraded one? I couldn't tell. Yeah, I mean, that was greedy. Alright, well. That's, me dying on... I mean, it feels sort of like the fights stay sort of constant difficulty. It depends on when you have a power spike, basically. If you have a power spike early, then, you know, the early game is easier. If you have a power spike late, then it's easier late. But anyway, I don't know. A lot of stuff to think about in that game. We'll see you next time.